to our part 2 video of the series of the PyTorch. In the part 1 you already have seen the basics of the PyTorch, why we are using PyTorch, what is the difference between the NumPy and the PyTorch, and basic operation you have done in this particular in the first video. Now we will jump to the second video that will be related to the data. So data means basically how you are just importing the data, how you are just downloading this data set, how you are just using the concept of the data loader, and how you are just visualizing that particular data set. Okay, these four things we are going to see in this particular video is basically the really basic concept. If you are really know this type of concept in this whole python series, you will able to do more advanced problem. Because if you are really beginner in this python series, then you are here and you can just learn from this particular video. So what we are going to use, we will take an data set that is the MNIST data set. We will take an example from their MNIST data set. MNIST is basically a handwriting digit recognition. Okay, so it's basically you have 0 to 9 digit and you have to say whether the particular digit is 0 or 1 and 2. You have to build that particular model, but that data set already has been present in the TOS Vision library. Okay, so we will see, first of all we will see the different type of library we are going to use, how, and then after that we will do some we will download this particular data set. Then after we will use data loader concept, everything I'll explain you in detail, and then after we will visualize this data set. Okay, so how we are going to use. So here what we are going to use, first of all, if you have just seen in the part 1 video, we have imported the torch. Okay, so already you know this one, import torch. But the second thing we are going to use, import torch dot nn as nn. Okay, so what does it mean? Nn is basically means you are just importing neural network. Okay, you are just importing neural network, that's it. Okay, you are just importing the neural network from this particular torch, and then after that what you have to import, you have to also import the optimizer. You say import torch dot optim. You can just write now as a optim. Okay, from here you can, what you can just do, you can just directly import that one. That is if you want to use a stochastic gradient descent, or whether you want to use Adam optimizer. Okay, so we will just, whenever we will just create the model, then after we will define the loss function, and then after optimizer, at that time I will show you. Okay, so here what you can just do, you are just importing the basic library, and it is, I'm just saying the basic concept of this. Okay, so this is the, here you have to, here you are just getting what I'm just writing, here you are just writing optimizer. Okay, this is the optimizer. Then after that I will explain you, then after that you have to import the data loader. Okay, so what do you mean by data loader? Data loader basically we are going to use whenever you are just modifying, whenever you are just dividing your data set into a batches form. Okay, so you have 100 total of images, you want to divide that whole images into 10 batches. Okay, and per batches you have 10 images, then we can use with the help of data loader. And the second thing, you can also use the data loader as a shuffling part, means the random image you can just take, and then after you are just going for the training the model, and also you are just preparing the data set so that you can directly fit into the model. Okay, so what we can just import from torch dot, it is present in torch dot utils data, utils dot data, import data loader. Okay, so I don't think so you have any doubt till now. Okay, this is what you have just imported there. And then after that, even you can just import the one thing that is related to the data set also, you can just import, it is present in the same thing. Okay, so data set is basically that. I can explain you about the data set, but now we can just do one thing. We have to just focus one more library, that is a torch vision library. So torch vision library that works parallel in the torch. Okay, torch vision basically you have to just import torch vision, that's it. Okay, and if you don't have this library, just import pip install torch vision. So torch vision is basically used for the computer vision library. Okay, whenever you are just doing the deep, whenever you have chosen pytorch as a deep learning library, and at that time you are just doing the problem related to the computer vision. Okay, you are just doing some experiment related to the computer vision, at that time you have to use torch vision library, because here you can just do many multiple transform of that particular image. You can just resize, you can do image augmentation, you can do with the help of torch vision. Even the pre-trained model, you already have the pre-trained model that you will see in the CNN concept. So that is really different, like resonate, inception, that already it is present in the torch vision library. Okay, so what you can just do here, you import this particular torch vision, and then after the data set we are going to use MNIST data set, that also it is present in this particular video, in this particular torch vision. Okay, so what you can just write here, import torch vision dot So first of all we will just use the data set. Okay, data sets. Okay, as data set we can just write. Okay, it's no problem. And then after that what you are going to use, import transform. Okay, transform is basically means that you want to transform that particular image to a multiple, either you are doing a resize of that, either you are doing augmentation of that, either you are doing horizontal flip, vertical flip. They are the concept of the image augmentation. Okay, so we will see this thing in the later on, but here now you have to concentrate how you are just importing the library and how you are just pre-processing this data set, downloading the data set. Okay, then what you have to just write as transform. I don't think so you have dot till now. It's like really easy. And then after, even one more library we are going to use, that is a matplotlib. Okay, to visualize the data set. Okay, so I think this much library is really enough for you. You can just use this particular library. The second step we are going to use, that is basically downloading the dataset. That MNIST dataset that already I have said you, it is present in this particular in this particular TOS vision. What here you can just mention, we are going for the MNIST. Okay, so it's basically, this is the basic MNIST PyTorch. You are just using MNIST dataset to recognize the digit using PyTorch. And this PyTorch, I'm explaining you the basic concept, so that you are able to, if you are really beginner in the PyTorch, so you already have just finished the first video, and if you are moving to the second video, it's like really good, and you will just see how the step by step you have to process to implement the deep learning, PyTorch deep learning basically. Okay, the second thing, if you are just you want to download the data set, what you can just do, the first we can just define train set, and then after that you have already this particular data set, it is it is present. Okay, so what you can just do here, you can just write this particular data set. Here it is already present, and from where we have to just write the data set, you have to select this particular MNIST. Okay, so you have basically lots of data set. It's like Celtech, it has C410 data set, you will have Coco data set, you will have Flickr data set, you will have. Okay, so you have to just use the MNIST data. Okay, so MNIST data, you can have any number of sorts of data sets. Okay, I'm just taking the now for example as a MNIST. Okay, so now after that what you is take the four parameter. Okay, is take the four parameter. The one parameter it will take as a basically the root. Okay, where you want to download this particular data. Okay, so the first parameter it will take the root where you want to download this data set. Okay, so you can just provide the data, the path. I am just keeping the same directory, so no, I am not providing the path. And then second parameter it will take the train. Okay, the train, whether you are just downloading this data set for the training, or whether you are downloading this data set for the testing. Okay, yes, you are just downloading for the training, just write here true. Okay, then the third parameter what you can just take here, you will just take a basically transform. Okay, transform, what you can just mention, what you can just mention the transform, we already have said, if you want to divide, if you are just transform the like images into a tensor, because you already images that is in the pixel form, and that is basically the numpy, you can numpy array, but that particular pixel you have to convert into tensor. Okay, for that case you have to use the basically, for that case you have to use basically the transform. Again we will see the problem means we will do many deep learning projects, so don't worry for that. For this is the really basic project, this is the first project you can just say, and you should know only the basic concept. If you are really clear in this, then in the second project we will do the object detection or any image classification problem. In that case you will see more about this transformation and this thing. Okay, transformation means basically you are just transforming that particular image to a tensor. That's what you are going to use, because PyTorch accept tensor. Okay, so I don't think so you have doubt in this. And here you can just, what you can just write here, transform, and then after that you have to just no need transform this one. Okay, and then after that you have to already you have just you have to just create transform, already you have just imported this thing to tensor. Okay, to tensor, this one. Okay, so I don't think so you have doubt in this. Then after that what you have to just write download. Okay, download equal to true, that's it. The similar way you have to write for the test, for the test set you have to write the same thing as it is, you don't have to write any different things. Okay, what you can just write here, test.mnist, you can just create mnist data set, and then here you have to just write the same as it is, root where you want to download this test data, you have to train, you have to mention here false, because this is not your download for the training data set. Okay, but you have to transform. Okay, the transform, the way you are just writing is same. Okay, you have to just transform this image, what you can just write here, transforms dot to tensor. Okay, and then after that you can even pass the download equal to true, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, this was the basically you already creating this downloaded. So what you can just run this particular and hope so it will not give it. It is running. Hope. And here you are just downloading the, it will start in the progress because this particular data set it will take time. It's approx I think 700 or 800 MB. But yeah, it already has been downloaded in my system, so no need to download it again because that particular path I already have just downloaded in that particular path. Okay, so if you are just doing the first time, then it will take some time. It will take 2 minutes to download this particular file. So you have downloaded it train set, you have downloaded it the test case. Okay, so now what you have to do, if you want to see the classes, the number of classes you want to see, what you can just do, you can just write here train set. You already then after that what you can just write classes. That's it. Number of classes you are just seeing. See, you have total 10 classes starting from the 0 to 9. Okay, you have 10 classes and each classes has the digit of 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, so I don't think so you have any problem in this. Even if you want to see the shape of this particular train set and test set, what you can just write train train data set shape. Okay, you are just writing the shape of train. You can just write anything. So what you are just going to write here, train set train underscore set, and then after that what you have to just write here, you have to write data, and from data you have to write the shape. Okay, this here is, and the similar you can just go for the test. Okay, you can just copy paste. That's it. It does not make you don't have to write again and again. So you are just going for the test set and you can just write here test set. Okay, so what you can just do, you can just run this particular and you will get the answer here. What you have total 60,000 images, that is all, and each image has the dimension 28 cross 28, and you have test dimension is test dataset has 10,000 and each image has dimension as 28 cross 28 pixels. It is really small. Okay, you can just say, and it is basically a one, means it is not a colorful image. If the channel is one, then it's basically a grayscale image, and if your image channel is three, then it's RGB. It is basically the colorful image. Okay, I think you know this thing is, this is really basics. Now the third thing, you have just downloaded the dataset. Now we have to move in the another path. The basically the path is the train loader. What is the function of the train loader? So why we are going to use the train loader and why it is the basic important concept because the already I explained you about this train loader. Whenever you want to divide any data set into batches, you have to go for the train loader. Okay, so train loader, suppose you already have given example, suppose you have total 100 images and you want to divide that particular data set into 10 batch. Okay, so each batch contains the 10 image 10 image 10 image. What we are going to use with the help of data loader means you are just preparing your data set. That's it. Okay, so that this particular data train loader or test loader data set you can just directly give to the model during the training time. Okay, so we will see this thing. So what you can just write here, train loader, I'm just defining the variable name, and here already you have just imported this library train loader, and here it will you have to pass three parameter. Okay, the first parameter the train set. Okay, the train set, and the second parameter is the batch size, how much batch size you want to take. Here we are just taking for the example, we can just take any number of example like 64 we are just taking. Okay, and then after that shuffle, you have to say whether you want to shuffle this data set, and you can just pass. For the training you have to pass the true. Okay, and for the testing it does not make any sense if you are passing true or either you are passing false. Okay, so data, because you are just adjusting the weights only during the training period, because the training data set is really more important as compared to the testing, because during the training period you are just adjusting the weight during the back propagation time. Okay, so that was the really easy concept. What you have to write here, train set, then after you have to pass the batch. Okay, so batch size again you have to mention here, and you are just mention as a true, and shuffle you are just mention as a false. Okay, no, you can just write true and false. This does not make any sense. Already I explained you about this. Okay, now we will check the train loader. Okay, so if you want to check the shape of the train loader, okay, what you can just do, you can even write the for loop. Okay, this is what I'm just writing, for image comma labels in train loader. You can just write this thing, train loader. Then after that what you can just do, you can just write print, basically print images dot shape. Okay, you can just write print images dot shape, and you will see the shape of that images. And I'm just going for the only one batches. Okay, so it train loader means basically how many total batches it has been divided. You have taken batch size as 64. Okay, so total batch size you have taken 64. Okay, so first 64 image it will go, and it will just go through, and how many time it will go iteration you don't know. Okay, you have how many time it will go, 60,000 total you have data, training data divided by 64, that one will be your total number of batch. Okay, and this is the batch size basically, that you have in one batch you have 64 image. Okay, what you are going to see, so you will get 64 comma 1 comma 28 comma 28. It means that you have total 64 images in one batch. Okay, and you have channel number of channel is 1, and height and width of this particular image. Okay, so I don't think so you have doubt in these particular things, and it was really easy. The next thing what you can just do, even you can just see with the help of iterator. Okay, so we have to visualize this data set. Okay, the in this particular, with the last one we are going to use to visualize this data. Okay, so how you are going to visualize this data, you can just write data iter. I can just do this one also. I think you know about the iter make the object so that it's like more memory efficient. So whenever you are just making the data iter and you are just writing iter, it makes the, it hold the memory, it make the object, so that whenever you are calling dot next, so it is just iterating one at a time, like the break. The first one you are just implementing the batch, that's it. Okay, so we'll see. Okay, don't be confused in this, you have to just pass the date train later. So you are just seeing only for the train loader. Okay, so you can just pass this one, and then after, if I am just saying, so it will return the two things whenever you will do the data loader dot next. Okay, the one will be the images, total images, and their labels, total 64 images and their 64 labels of that images. Okay, so what you can just write here, data iter, you can just write data iter, and then after you have to just call the next. Okay, so what you are just, whenever you are calling the next, okay, the first batch it will goes, and it will just give you the number of images and labels, it will be the same as it is. Okay, but here it's like you have to call that, and then after again if you do data iter dot next, it will give for the second batches. Okay, so you are just making the object of that, and that's it. And then after, if you want to see, if you want to see this particular only the one image, if you want to see, then what you can just do, with the help of matplotlib, you can just plot, you are just seeing only for that particular one, the first image, or in that particular you have total 64 images, you are just seeing the first images. Okay, that is the images one, and you are just converting that particular to a numpy, because it was a basically a tensor. But matplotlib, whenever you will give that particular tensor to the matplotlib, so input, then it will not give, it will give you an error. Okay, so you don't have to go for that, you have to convert for tensor again to the numpy. Okay, the how you can just do dot numpy, you can just mention to convert this thing, already we have seen in the part 1 video. Okay, and then after you have to remove this particular one dimension, you don't need to do, because you, whenever you are just plotting any images in this matplotlib, you have x dimension, you have y dimension, that's it. Okay, so what, with the help of skews, okay, you will able to remove this one dimension. Okay, so skews is basically what it is doing, it is just removing the one dimension, where it will find the one dimension, it will just remove that one. Okay, so that's what is the function of skews. And then after, even you can just go for the C map, color map, and you are going for the gray. Okay, let's see. So this is the 5. Again, if you are passing 1, then what you are just seeing, 3. So this how you are just seeing the image. If you, and even if you want to pass in the form of batches, you can just pass, like if you want to see all thing in the one, what you can just do, we can just do one thing more, like if you want to see all 20 images in one images, what you can just do that one also. So if first of all what you can just do, let's write figure, plt dot figure, that's it. By default the figure size will be the 8 comma 12 comma 8 something. Okay, and then after that you have to just, I'm just saying, you have to just you are just doing this, visualizing this images one image at a time. If you want to see all 20 images at a time, you can just loop the, you use the concept of the looping. Okay, so that's it. If you want index, and then after that you want to do for in range of total, you want to do for particular 21. Okay, I'm just writing the random things, and then after that you want to do the subplot of that, because in the one plot only you want to see every images. Okay, plt dot subplot. Okay, so subplot, here you have to pass the total number of here you have to pass the 6 total number of uh, in that particular columns how many you want, and particular rows how many you want. Okay, even you can pass 2 rows and 20 column, that will be the enough. Okay, and then after you have to pass the index. Okay, so first image it will go and it will just print, it will just visualize, and second image, because in the one image, okay, you are just dividing into grid form, you are just making the subplot of that. Okay, so that is the concept of the matplotlib. So I think, I assume that you are clear with this particular matplotlib. Then after that what you have to just write, I am so, and then after the same thing you can just write here, just do the copy paste. Okay, so no need to do again and again. And but here what you have to just mention, you have to change one thing, that is the basically here you have to just write I. Okay, so that is the index. So just see what's the printing. It's 20. You are just writing this what I was speaking about that. Okay, so you have total 20 images and you are just seeing this one. I hope so you understand this one. This was really easy concept, even because you are just seeing all the images into one image. You are just seeing into plots. Okay, in the one plot you are seeing the total 20 images. Okay, so this was the this particular video is only for the data, how you are just importing the data, how you are just training the data in the PyTorch, sorry, how you are just downloading the data in the PyTorch, how what is the use of data loader in the PyTorch, and how you are just visualizing this data. Okay, so this was the really easy concept. This was the part 2 video of this particular PyTorch. In the next video we are going to see how we are just creating the model, and creating the model is the really important concept you have to understand, and that we are going to use with the help of ANN. Okay, so that we are going to see in the part 3 video. Hope so. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel. Thank you.